All UK citizens will have to have one. Well, the plan is that we're going to roll this out by the end of
No,
Parliament.
my question is, what if I don't? What if I've got my job, so I don't need to show this to anyone? So what if I just don't do it?
So if you don't have one, then you'll have a problem if you want to get a new job.
No, I'm saying I'm not doing this. I'm not seeking a job. So why should I get the digital ID card? Why do I do it? Well, is there some fine for not doing it? Is there an incentive to do it? I'm just thinking I've got no reason to do it.
Yeah, look, this isn't a heavy-handed approach. We're not planning to go around finding people. But what we are going to do is make sure that everybody's got one. In the same way, Charlie, as you've got a national insurance number, if you're a citizen of this country, we'll make sure that everybody has a digital ID.
So help me with this. I know we're plotting through this, but everyone watching who's got a job has got a national insurance number. So when these digital ID cards exist, if I just go to my employer and show them my national insurance number, is that not sufficient? Are they being precluded from employing me?
It won't be sufficient. I just want to be really clear about that.
So they can't employ people unless they've seen one of these
a digital ID.
Cards.
Yes, that's right. That is the plan.
You think that, do you? You think every adult in the UK is going to go, yeah, sure, I'll cooperate. We really like you. We love this plan. We've all expressed that we're going to cooperate with this. Definitely. This doesn't set off alarm bells in any sane, rational adult. Whoever is supplying the Prime Minister with his pharmaceutical stimulants, can you ease up on the potency of whatever it is that he's taking? Because I think at this point you could announce that you are in fact a pink elephant from Mars, and it would be better received than this is going to be.
Digital ID cards are being forced on us by the war criminal Mr. Tony Blair and Sir Keir Starmer. I'm just putting a message out there to say that I'm not signing up to this. I will not work. I will not claim benefits. I will live off food banks if I need to. We need to resist this. The excuse of the boats is just an excuse. They want this to control us, nothing more. They want to make sure that they can, in the future, access people's bank accounts, find out what we're doing, such as how much we're spending on fuel, how much we're spending on food. It's about total control, and I am not going to put up with it.
Hands up if you're one of the people who predicted digital ID cards as the endgame of this migrant problem. Because I've seen on the news yesterday that Keir Starmer is weighing up the options of having digital ID cards for everyone in the UK as a means to deal with the migrant problem. First of all, fuck yourself, never having one. But second, let's put our thinking caps on, shall we, guys? Because I feel like we're all getting a little bit confused here. If we didn't want migrants to come into the country, we've got one of the best armies and navies in the world. Patrol the coast. We just don't let them in. But we're not doing that, so we're choosing to let them in. Secondly, all these protests outside fucking hotels now where kids are is disgusting. Go do that outside the government, because they're the ones who decide where they're housed. I get it, people are saying our citizens need more, and I do agree with that, but it's the government who decides who gets what, not these migrants. Divide and conquer is what's happening. Dividing us, making us think the other one's the issue, and then they're going to conquer us as a whole. Redirect your fucking anger, guys, to the ones that deserve it, the government.
So the conspiracy theorists were right once again. Digital ID cards are coming to you, and you need to fully understand what that means. That is full control of your life. Full control of what you say, who you speak to, and all of your finances. And if you even dare to speak against the government online, like I am right now, they will debank you in seconds. So if you're actually pro-democracy and pro-freedom, we should all unite together and battle against this. Whether you're left or right, black or white, it doesn't matter. We all need to be on the same side to go against digital IDs, because they will fuck your life up. And I'm telling you this now. Us conspiracy theorists have been talking about this for ages, yet here it is. You really think these digital IDs are going to stop migrants, stop illegal boats coming over? It's going to do fuck all. They just want control of your life. That's all that end plan was all day long. And now it's coming. It's textbook British government. Cause a problem. Flood the country with illegal immigrants. Then solve that problem, which is going to be digital IDs. It's not going to be a solution. But with that solution comes so much control and so much more tax being taken from you.
It's always been about the Brit card. All the illegal immigrants come into the country. That was the problem. The solution's the ID card. Sorry, the reaction was from us. Getting angry. You know, they're doing this, they're doing that. And the solution is the Brit card. It's so fucking transparent.
Okay, so if someone can let me know when the protest about this is, please do, because that one I'll be at.
Keir Starmer is trying to bring in mandatory digital ID, and I'm against this, and you should be too. Number one, it will not stop illegal migration. It will not stop, people working off the books. People who employ illegal immigrants are not going to check for an ID card. Number two, it is a massive civil liberties issue. Every freaking government department will be able to look into your ID and see all the stuff that's going on. It's just wrong on a civil liberties front. Another reason why this does, it's an app, it's digital. It will have access to your phone. It will have access to all of your records. It will prevent you from renting a home. It will prevent you from getting utilities. It could prevent you getting finance. It is just too much control and has the potential to intimidate people from free expression. Another reason, the cybersecurity risk. Imagine if that's such a juicy prize that the government would have this one big database with access to your banking and all these other records all in one place, all, put a little bow on it for the cyber criminals. It is just wrong. Now, for those of you saying, oh, well, people who have nothing to fear, you have nothing to hide, nothing to fear. Okay, what happens when a government changes this? Some of you who don't like reform, would you like Nigel Farage having access to this? Some of you who don't like the Greens or Labour, would you like them to have it? Government serves us. We do not serve the government. And the UK at the moment is feeling like we are becoming servants of the state. Oh, we've spent too much, so, you have to pay more. No. That's our money. This is our privacy you're taking away to try and protect us. It's wrong.
I mean, the first thing I'm thinking when I'm thinking of these digital ID cards, they're not digital ID cards, as Starmer's just saying himself, they're a right-to-work card. And these cards are supposed to be aimed towards immigrants so that only the right people have the right to work in the UK. I want to know what you think, because I'm not willing to comply. So therefore I can't work, apparently. So if I can't work, I'm thinking, okay, we'll survive. We can either do a favour for a favour, or we do cash in hand jobs. And as long as we keep cash alive, we can do that, can't we? But the thing is, if we can do that, so can anybody else. And that kind of defunks the whole card thing in the first place, because we already know that people that are here illegally that don't have a right to work are working anyway. It's not even hidden. They're Uber Eat drivers, Deliveroo, they work the taxi underneath somebody else's name, they do security jobs in somebody else's name. We know this is happening, we know that's happening. Why can't they just clamp down on that? Why do we have to comply to producing a card to work? I mean, we're going to need the card to be paid as well, isn't it? So it's just a diabolical idea.
If you care about your own rights, you should object to the introduction of mandatory ID cards vociferously. This is absolutely textbook authoritarian creep, and it is just so predictable from this shambles of a Starmer government. Today, a government claiming to be the parliamentary expression of the Labour movement announced plans to use its ongoing attack on the rights of migrants to tighten its authoritarian grip on all of us. These schemes always start at the margins, with migrants, with the demonised, but they never stay there. Once the infrastructure exists, it spreads. Everyone is forced into line, and it soon becomes the norm. More rights eroded. Now, ID cards were proposed before, but were abandoned in the 2010s because the public, rightly, hated the idea. And they hated them for good reason. Because they centralise enormous amounts of personal data in one place, creating a holy grail for hackers and private companies. Because they entrench racial profiling and state harassment under a veneer of neutral technology. Because once introduced for one purpose, they always creep into others. Border checks become job checks, then housing checks, then welfare checks, then police stops. These cards become the backbone of a surveillance state. And now Starmer wants to try again, this time trying to make you download an app on your smartphone that can be checked by employers, immigration, banks, land bastards. because these are all exactly the kinds of groups we want to have even more power over us, aren't they? And we know how data is already used. Every tap and swipe generates new data that can be used to create a record of who you are, where you've been, who you've been with, what you like, what you don't like. This is already being used in really dangerous ways. Do we really want to make that even worse? We should be restricting the collection and use of data, not expanding it so the government can get in on the act as well.
So should we be worried about it? Damn right we should. And here's the reasons why. So the main reason as to why he wants to introduce it in the first place is to stop illegal immigration. Now it doesn't take Einstein to work out all these people that are illegally coming into the country aren't having to show any ID whatsoever to come in. So in thinking that you're going to stop them is absolutely ridiculous. Because number one, they don't need an ID to illegally enter into this country. And number two, for most cash in hand jobs, you don't need ID to work them jobs. So that's the main point rebuked right there. Now secondly, what does it mean for most British citizens as a whole? Well, it just means that they have a great deal more control over you. Say one wrong thing about them and that's it, your digital ID is revoked. Now that is an absolutely concerning matter.
Slow down, I can't run him. I can't run him, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Get your passports out. Get your passports out.
Big Brother police state becomes stronger today as a glorious leader, Keir Starmer, declares that we need to have digital IDs in order to prove our right to work. Okay, my question here is, right, all legitimate employers, they ask for your passport, they ask for your visa code. That is basically proof of your right to work, right? So companies who are legit anyways and hiring workers in a proper way are already doing this. What is the need for a digital ID? Now and then people will throw around, well, if you have nothing to hide, then you shouldn't have any harm in having a digital ID. But what you don't realize is that data is valuable these days, right? What are they going to collect with this digital ID? Because at one point it'd be, well, if you need a phone contract or buy a phone SIM, you need to show your digital ID. Well, if you want to do this, you need your digital ID. So they start building up a bigger and bigger picture of you. And then, who's going to have access to your data? I'm against a digital ID. I have enough forms of ID to prove who I am. Why the hell do I need another one?
The digital ID thing is really worrying to me. I've spoken to a couple of people who are my age about it, and they say, yeah, but I don't care, I've got nothing to hide.
That's not a fucking reason.
People don't understand how powerful data is. Are you wearing a Whoop?
I'm wearing a Whoop, yeah.
Yeah, so let's say, right, that tracks your heart rate. There's
Yep.
actually a really powerful software in there that can track heaps of different things, your sleep.
Yeah.
And then the insurance company comes along and says, oh, you've been identified in a category that might be at risk of heart rate, your insurance premium's gone up.
Yeah.
Or we see that you drive angry home from work, your heart rate's tense, your car insurance is going to go up. This is what people don't understand, how powerful this data actually is. Imagine the guys who are sitting in a room every day trying to squeeze as much power out of this data as they can.
Yep.
Digital ID is the last straw.
Digital ID, fast approaching the end game, and you're lying if you try and tell me that you don't know at least one person, either in real life, on your social media or whatever, that's not been warning you that this is what it's all been leading to for years. But you've continued to bury your head in the sand. For whatever reason, maybe you just think it's a load of nonsense. Maybe you're just thick as pig shit, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, digital ID, the final straw that's going to break the camel's back. You've took the bait, stopped the boats, blah, blah, blah. You bought into the bollocks. The only place you've seen a boat coming in was on your screen. You ain't seen one coming in yourself. But whatever, we're past that now. The problem with digital ID is, because I know there's a lot of you out there, well, what's the problem? It's just digital ID. Just the same as it was just something going into your arm 4 or 5 years ago. You didn't listen then. You're not listening now. The writing is on the wall. Social credit systems, central bank digital currencies. And we'll come on to that in another video, because much like your raise the flags has been a Trojan horse to bring in the digital ID, I believe that your Bitcoin has been a Trojan horse to normalise digital currency.
Hi folks, it's hard to think of any government plan that is more ruinously expensive, more pointless, or more un-British in its destruction of individual liberties than Keir Starmer's plan for universal ID cards. So why on earth is he introducing it now?
Is the UK becoming a Big Brother state? Brit card just dropped and everybody's losing their minds. But here's what nobody's talking about. The money. £400 million to build, 10 million every year to run. All taxpayer funded for a free app that tracks your every move, free for you, but paid for by you. See the game?
You actually going ahead with this digital ID? Absolutely, it's going to streamline everything and stop those pesky illegal workers. Well, we all know that's a lie. Well, we are, the government line is kind of our thing. Look, is it really that important why we're doing this? Yeah, in fact, that's the exact reason it's important. You're just trying to control us. That's not true. We're also doing it for information. Do you remember the Online Safety Act? Oh, well, you started secretly tracking everything we do online, even though you've promised that you're not. Yeah, that's the one. So basically, we can take your online presence, everything you do online, and your digital ID and build a great picture of who you are. And how is this going to help me? Oh, it won't, but it'll help us. Have you ever posted a meme about the government? You know that I have. In fact, that's all I do. Oh yeah, good luck ever getting a bank account again, buying a house, catching the bus. Basically, we know everything, and if we don't like it, you don't have a life anymore. What if I just refuse the digital ID? Then you'll be classed as an unverified citizen. What's that supposed to mean? Well, it means we get access to all the money in your bank account. We do have a £50 billion black hole to fill, so we need the cash. So to recap, digital ID is a tool for you to control us and then punish us when we don't comply. Actually, yeah, you've summed it up pretty well. I think I'm just going to leave the country. Good luck with that. No digital ID means no passport, and because you've recently posted some mean tweets about Keir Starmer, the police are currently en route to arrest you. Suppose I'll see you in 20 years then.
I'm just going to put it out there. For those that don't want to deal with the digital ID, get rid of your smartphone and go back to the old technology that we had in the late 90s, early 2000s. Get yourself a Nokia 105 4G button phone. You can use that for phone calls and text. It's probably got Snake on it as well, for those who know. Then get your digital cameras out for photos when you go on to an event or a night out or somewhere nice or on holiday. Let's go back to the old technology. And use your laptops, tablets or PCs for the internet and socials and what's not. They can't give you a digital ID if you don't own a digital phone. So I suggest you get rid of the black mirror and go back to the old technology. The good old days.
Sorry, but I'm afraid you've already eaten an ounce of beef this week. Your Brit card says no. Sorry, sir, but your Brit card has informed us that you have already flown twice this year. You cannot fly anymore.
I've just logged in with my Brit card and it's saying I've already had 4 hours of internet today and it's locked me out.